Hello everyone. Well, today we are going to continue our lesson about reported speech that we started last time. So last session we studied statements, reported speech with statements. Today we are going to study reported speech with questions and with requests, commands, advice, and some other expressions. Well, so the story with questions is not different from statements. We have just to pay attention to the interrogative and the affirmative form, which means that the original sentence, which means the indirect speech, is a question. So we change this question into affirmative. That is the story. So let's see the first example. So when we speak about questions, we have two different questions. We have yes/no questions and WH questions. So let's start with yes/no questions. So what is a yes/no question? So a yes/no question is a question for which the answer is yes or no. For example, when you ask this question here, do you know Karim? So the possible answers is yes or no. I know him or I don't know him. So I have two answers here. Okay, so I want now to change this into indirect, into reported speech. So with yes/no questions, we omit the auxiliary and add either if or whether. So what is an auxiliary? It's this one, do. So I change into indirect, so look what is going to happen. So he asks if I knew Karim. So we keep the changes for the tense or the pronouns and so on and so forth. And for the auxiliary, we omit it. We don't need it. Okay? We don't need this do. We keep just he asks plus if plus subject, which is this one, plus verb. Keep this in your mind. Okay? He asks if, or you can use whether in yes/no questions. I hope things are clear. Now let's see the WH questions. So with WH questions, we don't omit the auxiliary. Not the auxiliary. We don't omit the WH question. We keep the question word. Okay? We keep this question word. What time does the bank close? So can you answer here yes or no? Of course not. So you are asking here about what time. If you want to change this into yes/no question, you can omit this WH and you can say, does the bank close at? Okay, so then the answer can be yes/no. But since the first word is WH1, you cannot answer yes or no. So let's see what will happen. So he asks what time the bank closed. So as you can see, the same as we did here. So we change from interrogative form into affirmative form. The same, we are going to do it here. What time does the bank close? So you can see what time plus auxiliary plus subjects plus verb. So we omit this one, we omit this auxiliary, and we keep the sentence. So he asks what time the bank closed. That's it, and it's fine. To understand questions, I think I have here a list, long list for you, and it summarizes all the tenses with affirmative form, negative, and interrogative. So you can have a look at this list. So you have here, for example, simple present, simple past, simple future, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect simple, past perfect simple, and future perfect simple. So these are most or the general tenses, most tenses that are in English, except the other three Okay, present perfect simple, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous. But if you understand this, I am sure you will understand the rest. Look at this example here. We are going to see just some examples. One in simple and continuous and perfect. I write a letter. Simple present. Negative, I don't write a letter. So we add here do and not. Question, do I write a letter? So here, this one, if you have a question here in the direct speech, so you will change this question into affirmative here. Okay, so you change from this one into this one, which means you omit the auxiliary. So you can see the auxiliary here. Okay, you can see the auxiliary, but we omit the auxiliary only in simple tenses, which means in simple present and simple past. Okay, simple present and simple past. For the future, you cannot omit will. Okay, you cannot omit it. Look at the present continuous. I am writing a letter, so pay attention. You have here am, which means to be, plus verb, plus ing. So here we add, in the negative form we add not, and in the question it's just a matter of conversion. We convert the subject with the verb. So imagine I have this one in the direct speech. Am I writing a letter? He asks. So the answer will be, he asks if I was writing a letter. So I change from present continuous into past continuous. Now look at this example here. Perfect tenses, present perfect. I have written. So you have plus past participle. Question, have I written a letter? So just a matter of conversion. We don't add anything. Okay, we don't add anything. So you can compare here. Okay, you can go back to this list. You can keep it. Okay, it will help you, of course. Well, so let's see what we have here. We have practice. So you take your time and try to answer these questions, and we'll discuss them later. Now we are going to see reported speech with reporting commands, requests, advice, suggestion, and so on and so forth. So this type is different from the ones that we saw before. Look at this example. You should revise your lessons. He advised me. He advised me to revise my lessons. So what do we have here? Did we change the tense? No. So what do we have here? He advised me to revise my lessons. So here we take just the general meaning, just what is necessary. We don't need this you or should. We take just what is necessary. He advised me to revise my lessons. So you have the verb advise plus objects, me plus verb. This is how you should remember advise. This is the form. This is the rule. Advise plus objects plus infinitive. Another example. Shall we see a movie? Shall we? This is we. Shall we see a movie? He suggested. He suggested seeing a movie. Again, we have the verb suggest plus verb plus ing. Very easy one. Of course, we have other verbs. Some we change the verb, some we don't change. So, for example, this one here, these verbs here, we don't change the verb. This one, we don't change the verb. So you have here verb plus objects plus infinitive. But here you have just verb plus infinitive. Okay? Here we have verb plus that plus subjects. Admits, promise. For example, imagine I say, I will help you. Just don't worry, I will help you. So here, what do we have? He promised that he would help me. We change the tense, so we change the tense here. So verb plus that plus subjects, and you continue, plus verb plus. Verb plus gerund. This is the case of suggest here. Verb plus gerund. Deny, recommend, and suggest. So pay attention, we have suggest here, and we have it here. Verb, so if you have it in a question, use this one, it's very easy. Verb plus objects plus preposition plus gerund. Accuse of. For example, you tell someone, you stole the money. This is direct. You stole the money. You change into indirect. He accused him of what? Of preposition. Stealing the money. Blame for and congratulate on. Verb plus preposition plus gerund. Apologize for. I am sorry, I am late. So this person here is apologizing for what? Apologized for being late. So these are these alphabets, and this is what do they signify. So again, we have an exercise. So you do it, and for this exercise here, it's you take the general meaning. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck.